Day, my friends and followers. Let me get up. Just welcome to the channel again. And for our next little chat, this is about a band with 3 letters. And they started off, I think they started in the 70s, might have been earlier. And the band I'm talking about is a prog rock band. And the band is Yes. And this is one of their early albums. And the album was called just Yes, the Album. This come out in 1970. And I don't know if it tells you any of the members in the band at the time. I think as you can see, the pictures of the band, and there they are on the front. And the persons who is in the band are John Anderson on vocals and percussion, Chris Square on bass guitar and vocals, Steve Howard, I think that's Howard, on electric and acoustic guitar and viola and vocals, Tony Kite, piano, organ and mood, and Bill something Ford, drums and percussion. And I think this is their first album. It was on the Atlantic label, and it was just called Yes, the Album. And this is Yes, the Album. Now for our next one, we have got Close to the Edge, and this is Yes's. I don't know if it's their second album. That's because I've got albums, CDs and cassettes by them, but I don't know if they're in any order. But I'll put them in the order what I've got. And as I pull out the page, as you can see, the members of the band. And if we can see, this one's called Close to the Edge. I tell you, the pictures on their albums was really, good. I mean, the album covers and that was amazing, and the artwork. So that's our next album, and it doesn't tell you who's it. I presume it's the same lineup what was in the first album, and this is Close to the Edge by Yes. And for our next one, it's Yes Songs. There's the cover for that one, and this is I forgot to tell you what year that Close to the Edge came out in 1972. Now for Yes Songs, that came out in 1973, and I think it's a 2-disc. Well, I think it's a 2-album one. Was a 2-album, but it's a 2-disc CD. I don't know if you bear with me as I try to get it out and show you, as that's the cover. And we got some more artwork from the album and that. The one thing Yes did have good for them was the artwork and the pictures they had in their albums. All the different pictures what was part of the album. And I think it's still the same lineup. This came out in 1973. So this was their next album. and I think it's still, I think they're still the same lineup because, oh, I think someone else has changed because I think that person where my finger is pointing is Rick Bateman, because I think he did join Yes, but I don't know when he joined them, because I know Rick Bateman came and joined Yes, so that was one of the starts of it. So for the next one, it's a cassette, and this is called Yesterday. I don't think there's any pictures on it, and no, there's no pictures. It's just the cassette and that. Because nowadays people don't have cassettes. Well, I don't know if they're bringing out cassettes now that you can get albums on cassettes. But back in the 70s, you had a choice of vinyl or cassette, and then in the 80s they went to CDs and that. And for our next one, we jump to try and find the year. We have got a year somewhere, and this is Yes and Going for the One. There's the cover of it, and if I can take this out and see what year it was made. Oh, this was made in 1977, Going for the One. And if you can see pictures of the band, the members of the band, I don't think it tells you who was in the band, but I think it's still the lineup, because I think someone had left, because when they brought in Rick Bateman, the prog rock music really took off with them, because Yes was one of the major prog rock bands and that. Now, our next one is Tomato. Now, this one came out in, if we can see, let me take the cover out and see if we can find out what year this came out. And there's the picture on them, of them on the back. And bear with me as I try and flip through. Now, it seems like John Anderson is still with them. Trevor Horn, Gibson guitar and Les Paul guitar. Chris Square, Ricker back and bass guitar, piano and vocals. Rick Bateman on mood synthesizer and whatever. And Andy White on drums. So it seemed like the lineup sort of changed a bit. Try and find out what's on this, because they did have some. Yeah, that one's from. Did I tell you the year? I think it's 1978, I presume. I'm not sure, but I think that's. Now for our next one, another cassette. And this is Yesterday's Show. This is like the second part was like a two-parter song story of it. So that came out in the 80s, I think. And that's our next cassette. Now for our next one, we've got Yes and Drama. And if I open this up and try and tell you something about, then we'll show their photos and that on the back of the cover. Because the thing with Yes, they did some, their artwork was really amazing and that. And I presume that is the band, and if I can read the lineup had changed. Now I think this is where Rick Reitman had left, and two others, because Jeff Dawn was on keyboards and Vodo something. Trevor Horn was on vocals and bass. Steve Harrod was on guitar and vocals. Chris Square was on bass and vocals and piano. And Alan Wright. Trevor Horn was, because this came out in 1980, and I've got an idea that the two of them from Boggles, when they disbanded, Boggles decided to join Yes for some time, and I think this was like one of their first ones that they did. I know one of their hits what they had in the singles, Owner of a Lonely Heart, but I don't know if I've got that. Oh, we might be coming up to that one. Now this next one is Yes Classics. Now this looks like, no, it's one CD because it's got quite a few tracks on it. And bear with me as I go through and open the little folder and show you the artwork. The thing with Yes, they did, their albums was, their artwork for the albums was amazing and that, and the work what they did on the, this looks like a consolation, you know, because all the tracks are from all the years, because if we, oh, that's just the pictures of them, because it looks like a sort of like a greatest hits, because they've got tracks from Hearts of the Sunrise from 1972, Wondrous Stories from 1977, Your is the distant, Yours is No Direction from 1970, Starship Trooper, don't say the year of that, Long Distance Roundabout from 72, Fish 72, And You and I 1972, Roundabout from 78, I've Seen All Good People 78. Now, so this looks like a sort of like a greatest hits of Yes and some of their early stuff. So that's, bear with me as I've pushed this back into, and there's the cover, and that's from 1981. And for our next one is Yes 90125. What an unusual name. And this is the one with the song Owner of a Lonely Heart. This song was a big hit in the charts. I don't know if they had success in other countries or in America and that. I presume they did tour all over the place, because I know that they do like now. They sort of do tours like on ships, you know, these ship tours and that, where they still some of the band together and that. And that one's Yes. And the lineup is John Anderson, Chris Square, Trevor Robert, Andrew White on drums, and Tony Key on guitar on the keyboards. And it was produced by Trevor Horn, because he was with them, but he's decided that he was going to turn to producer. Now this next one is Union. Now this looks like, I don't know, it featured John Anderson, Bill something Ford, Steve Howard, Todd Key, Trevor Roberts, Chris Square, Rick Bateman, and Andrew White. So this looks like it's a special European release, and Give and Take, that must have been one of their singles. And this looks like it's bear with me as I go through it. That brings about the complete of this album, while John Anderson, Bill Ford, Rick Bateman and Steve Howard were in Europe. That it was like getting the old members of Yes together. That's why it was called the reunion, because I think it got all of them back. I don't know if this was just a one-off union and that. And for our next one is Yes, and I don't know what it's called. It's Yes, Talking Victory, I think it's called. And as I go into the sleeve, bear with me as I this come out in 1994, and as I'm trying to open up and see what it is, it's unusual because it's sort of like that, and it doesn't really, because it seemed like it was mastered in Los Angeles, but it doesn't tell you the actual lineup for the band, because the writing's so small and that you need a magnifying glass to read out who was in the band and that. That was just called Yes Talk. And for our final one of this collection of Yes, this one's called The Key to, I can't pronounce the word, that's it, and it's like 1996, and I presume this is the last time they did an album together. And it's got John Anderson, Steve Howard, Chris Square, Rick Bateman and Andrew White on drums, and this was made in 1996, and it looks like it's the original lineup, well, the second original lineup, because Rick Bateman came in partly after. And as you can see, if I hold that open, you can see some of the band. showing you pictures of members of the band. And there, as we go along, all different people. And that is their artwork. Because the one thing with Yes, they did with their albums, their artwork was amazing, and that's Rick Wakeman. And this looks like a live concert. But they always did amazing covers for their albums, Yes did. And this is my end of my trip down through the history of Yes and all their CDs and cassettes that I've collected over the years. And I hope you've enjoyed me talking about prog rock's, one of the prog rock's famous bands called Yes. I don't know how they came about calling themselves Yes. Probably someone who is actual know what it is might tell me in the comments. But if you enjoy this little trip down memory lane, talking about Yes and how they changed and their directions they went off in and that, and you enjoy my other talks and that, and you would like to follow me, you are more than welcome to join my little gang of followers and join me anytime when you want. Pop in, watch my videos, and I hope you enjoy this little trip of memory lane, talking about Yes and how they changed over the years. And I'll bid you a farewell, and I hope you are safe and well. And whenever you watch this little video, I hope you enjoy it, and put a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And if you want to put a comment, you are more than welcome to put comments down, because I'm interested in what people say and their feedback. And this is another one of my little talks, and I hope you enjoy it. And I bid you farewell from now, and goodbye for now, and take care of one another.